Governor-elect Udom Emmanuel inaugurates 21-member transition committee. Retiring State Chief Judge Idris Ntemiswa presents 3 books. Plus, Commissioner for Health inaugurates traditional birth attendance and health sector reform technical working group. This and lots more are packaged this morning. Good morning and welcome to KBC 45 News at dawn. I am Miriam Ikbutu. A 21-member transition committee has been inaugurated. The committee was inaugurated by the governor-elect, Mr. Udom Emmanuel. Olubayo Akindele reports.
It's drawn from the public and private sectors as the former head of service, Chief Sonny Akpadia, as chairman, while Barrister Emmanuel Inodem will serve as secretary. Other members include the Chairman, Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, Mr. Udeme Ufo, Dr. Isio Ukwodo, Dr. Akpan, Andrew Nwanta, Barrister Jerry Akpan, Professor Ibe Basi, Dr. Chris Myong, Barrister Gordy Umo, Mr. Aniekan Akpan, Mr. Kennedy Akwawo, Professor Maria Ukarok, Mrs. Sarah Esierikot, and Barrister Comfort Etuk. The rest are Dr. Majori George Abasiodon, Mr. Oyeme Usoro, Mr. Ese Omo, Mr. Kenneth Okon, Mrs. Ekaite Usip, and Mr. Bennett Nkam. The committee has 10 participants which include to verify government data, to gather information on the existing structure of outgoing government, to ascertain the financial of the outgoing government, to also ascertain and government and the stored handover notes, and make recommendations which will serve as a framework for the incoming administration. The committee is also expected to prepare a blueprint for the incoming government and also capture what they think is necessary to be done. The committee has 2 weeks to submit its report. Addressing the committee, the governor-elect Mr. Udom Emmanuel said the committee is in view of the fact that Akwa Ibom State belongs to all. He advised the committee to see the assignment as a call to service.
I hereby inaugurate this 2015 Transition Committee to actually work on the realization of divine mandate for the people of Akwa Ibom within a time frame of 2 weeks. I'm sure they will deliver in 2 weeks.
The Deputy Governor, Lady Valerie Ebe, voting for Governor Godfrey Akpabio, said the committee is the first process to convert election promises into concrete terms for the benefit of the people. He expressed confidence that what was not completed by his administration will be completed in Mr. Emmanuel's administration. He urged the committee members to live up to expectations. God will make those who did not believe in Udom Emmanuel to have reason to appreciate him.
This committee is set up by a person who has succeeded the governor according to the will of the people. Therefore, I have no fear to believe that whatever was left undone will be done. I have no fear to believe that this committee will know exactly what to do.
In his remarks, the chairman of this transition committee, Chief Sonny Akpadia, assured Governor-elect Mr. Udom Emmanuel of their commitment and justify the confidence reported them.
It is in that spirit that this committee has been set up, and this transition committee is the first process to convert those promises into reality. And for the terms of reference, we know that the expectations are high, but we want to assure Your Excellency that given the caliber of persons that are appointed into this committee, we will do our best. We will deliver.
Ministries and the committee will not fear
the academic community owes the retiring Chief Judge Justice Idris Ntemiswa a debt of gratitude within with the public presentation of 3 books written by her. The books titled Landmark Judgments, Judicial Excellence and Special Edition of Magistrates Law Journal were presented on Wednesday at the Multipurpose Hall of the Judiciary Headquarters, Wellington Bassey Way, Uyo. Idara Bongse has more.
The over 700 Landmark Judgment of Justice Idonse, which have selected 135 judgments delivered by the judge between 1992 till 2014. The who is a advocate of Nigeria, OEB Ofyong, said the have lessons for both saving law personalities as well as the acquirement society. Book will educate them on the line of reasoning in the law case and recommended the book be grouped for easy reference.
Landmark Judgments of the Honorable Justice Idonse NB Iswa CON is published with a headshot picture of His Lordship in full pattern ceremonial judicial wig adorning his cover.
The book is in honor of Justice Idonse Ntembasi Iswa, which in chapters was edited by the Associate Faculty of Law, University of Calabar, Dr. Michael Ibanga, said there is 4 research legal essays which out recommendations to them.
Indeed, the volume incorporates a wide range of interests: human rights, the judicial method, consumer law, among others. I confidently recommend this book, Judicial Excellence, Essays in Honor of Honorable Justice Idonse Ntembasi Iswa, CON.
The third edition of Magistrate Law Journals has articles comparing judges, magistrates, and law teachers. The reviewer is Advocate of Nigeria, said issues treated in the petition are timely, which has captured cases should be handled. He read all legal professors, academia, and members of the
main contents of the journal start with an article by Kevin Romana Esquire and Emmanuel Achillon Esquire celebrating and honoring Justice Ntembasi Iswa CON, the Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State. This article captures the essence of the Chief Judge's life, education, experience, and judicial experience through some of her judgments.
The contribution Chief Judge to the State Judiciary in and the state at large. By his deputy, Lady Valerie Ebe, Chief Akpabio noted that the Chief Judge has not disappointed and thanked the judiciary support, which he noted enabled to achieve the greatness. About and launched the book 2 million naira.
Speaks for himself. Here we see a woman appointed to the position who has done so well that these books emerge. Thank you for not disappointing us. Thank you for showing that God is not possessing position of authority, and women have not at any time disappointed God Himself. So you've not disappointed the uncommon transformer. You now become an uncommon Chief Judge.
On the occasion, Chief Justice of the Court of Appeal, Lagos Division, Amina Agui, said the State Chief Judge deserved to be celebrated because of her sacrifice in training others and overcoming the storms. Chief Agui noted that contributions have surfaced in the various books in our honor and charged others to contribute meaningfully to the society.
And I'm glad to be participating in sending out somebody that we must give honor to her. She has been able to stand tall. She has been able to hold her own in a country and in situations with the judiciary where quite a lot of mighty trees have fallen.
In her remarks, the Chief Judge of Bayelsa State, Justice Kate Aberi, appealed for the life of the retiring judge, charging whoever would succeed to walk the gap.
I know that all that started well is ending the best, not to be better.
In an interview, the husband, Engineer Basiswa, appreciated God for enabling her retire with sound health and good name.
It's a gift to apply on step, and you don't need to dispense with services. Our services should be required every time.
Happy to be living because people expect, writing of judgment with administrative duties is quite much. Thank God.
The Akwa Ibom State has been commissioned. The Chief of Justice Idongasen to the State Judiciary is located at Ibesikpo and local government area. Justice in the edifice, as well as in the renovated court in Oron, that those at the grassroots will experience great delivery. Justice in who address staff at both local governments charged them to see their mandate as crucial to effective justice delivery in Akwa Ibom State. Idaro Bongse reporting.
The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Emeagba Sibasi, has charged traditional vet attendants and health system reform technical working group to develop an institutional framework and policy that will help engage and integrate skilled vet attendants in the state. He gave the charge during the inauguration of the State Traditional Vet Attendants TBS and Health System Reform Technical Working Group. The story is right in our studios.
We should emphasize the need to engage the traditional vet attendants (TBS) in the state to improve on the prevention of mother-to-child transmission of HIV and AIDS during pregnancy and reduce infant mortality rates. He remarked that since more than 70% of those who attend antenatal at least once during their pregnancy still patronize their unskilled traditional vet attendants (TBS) during delivery, there is need for integration of the traditional vet attendants (TBS) with the health sector system for better service delivery.
The urgent need to improve maternal and child health services in order to increase uptake of prevention of mother-to-child transmission of HIV services in the private state has once again compelled us to adopt best practices and efforts towards engaging the TBS, which have been found to be indispensable in recent times.
Members of the group include Director of Public Health, Ministry of Health, Director of Medical Services, Hospitals Management Board, representative of Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, representative from Development Partners, etc. After inaugurating the technical working group, the Commissioner charged the members to evolve a policy framework that would coordinate, regulate, train, license, as well as monitor, supervise, and integrate traditional vet attendants into the health system for maximum results. The Technical Working Group, TWG, is saddled with the responsibility of developing an institutional framework to facilitate dialogue, interaction, consultation, and meetings amongst all relevant health sector stakeholders in the state to iron out gray areas towards engaging TBS for improved maternal and child health services. It is also to provide technical assistance to Akwa Ibom Ministry of Health to institutionalize support system for provision of supplies, referral and supervision by simultaneous strengthening of relationship between unskilled vet attendants, the community, and primary health facilities.
Pregnant women and nursing mothers have been advised to go for regular checkups to stay fit. The advice was given at a malaria awareness campaign and free treatment organized by non-governmental organization Divine Helpers Organization in Uyo. The exercise of which aimed at sensitizing women about malaria and its causes was part of activities in Uyo to celebrate the 2015 World Malaria Day, which had as its theme, Defeat Malaria, Invest in the Future, Your Action Counts. Idara Bonse again reports.
Coordinator of Divine Helpers Organization, a non-governmental organization, Mrs. Cecilia Ikanem, informed participants that malaria constitutes the major cause of death, hence the need to avert it. Mrs. Ikanem enjoined them to visit hospitals for treatment, use mosquito-treated nets, and keep their environments clean. Educating the women about malaria, the malaria program officer, Mrs. Udwagidio, said that mosquito bites. Educating the women about malaria, the malaria program officer, Mrs. Udwagidio, said that malaria bites are the major causes of malaria and informed them of its symptoms. Mrs. Idio said visit hospitals for regular during the diagnosis and treatment. She said participant processes involved in the installation of treated hospitals. Other speakers who educated the women on tuberculosis and HIV/AIDS. Other speakers who educated the women on tuberculosis and HIV/AIDS were Mrs. Roselineke and Mrs. Veronica Gabriel. Tuberculosis, Mrs. Roselineke explained, is a communicable disease which results in the reduction in weight, advising them to visit hospitals for treatment and take drugs given in the hospitals. On HIV and AIDS, Mrs. Veronica Gabriel observed that the disease can be managed with drugs and assured pregnant women who are infected that with proper management the virus cannot be transferred to their unborn child. In a goodwill message, the officer in charge of malaria and tuberculosis in Uyo, Elder Nyebi Odofia Odo, appreciated the group for sensitizing the people about malaria and other diseases. Elder Odofia urged the women to spread the message across and make good use of the opportunity given them.
Prime Minister Mona result they go to Union or you would do it. So it's a woman with how far I cannot say those also.
The manager rolled back malaria in Akwa Ibom State. Dr. John Orok, who was represented by Mrs. Nsebanga Chibong, appreciated the non-governmental organization for organizing the program for the women at a time like this. Dr. Orok emphasized the need for people to use the treated insecticidal nets, go for regular checks, and refrain from sharing sharp objects. Participants were educated on proper of installing the nets while free treatment was conducted with the distributions of the nets. Some of the traditional bed attendants appreciated the group for their gesture and promised to educate the rural dwellers. Idara Bonse reporting.
We'll take a short break now. When we come back, more news. Do stay with us. So good to have you back. Workers in the state will join other workers in the world to celebrate this year's International Workers' Day today. Governor Godswill Akpabio is expected to address workers at the rally to mark the event. A press release signed by the NLC Chairman, Comrade Etmukbong, and the Trade Union Congress Chairman, Comrade Akambawa, has invited the Governor-elect, Mr. Domi Manuel, members of the State Executive Council, Speaker, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, and members to the event. Others invited to the event include the State Chief Judge, members and executive members of Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress. To celebrate the day, Labour Leaders Wives Association will hold a family seminar as well as a sensitization campaign on the prevention of cancer by Akwa Ibom State cheerleaders to be held today at the Worker Solidarity Center at Anafort, Uyo. The paramount ruler of Ini, Etedon Udoifyongokpan, and Ini Senior Citizen Parliament have congratulated the Governor-elect, Mr. Domi Manuel, and Senator-elect for Ikore-Ekpene Senatorial District, Chief Godswill Akpabio, on their victories at the April 11 general elections. The congratulatory message endorsed by the paramount ruler, Etedon Udoifyongokpan, also salutes the House of Representatives member-elect for Ikono, Ini, Engineer Ibore Kanam, and the House of Assembly member-elect for Ini, Mr. Emmanuel Ekpeyon, on their success. Also congratulated the President-elect, retired General Muhammadu Buhari, and President Goodluck Jonathan for conceding defeat to ensure peace and harmony in Nigeria. According to the message, the expectation of any people is that the Governor and Senator-elect will work hard to uplift the area and the entire Akwa Ibom. As a symbol of hope amidst so much tragedy after Nepal was devastated by an earthquake, a teenager has been rescued from the rebels after being stuck for 5 days. The face-off between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao will hold in Las Vegas on May 2nd. This and more in a foreign news segment with Mercy Ekere.
A 15-year-old has been rescued in Kathmandu after spending 5 days stuck in the ruins of a building. 2 days ago, a 4-month-old baby had been found alive in the ruins. With over 8 million people affected and 70,000 houses destroyed by the devastating earthquake, the United Nations has appealed for $415 million to help provide emergency relief over the next 3 months. Frustration has been growing in parts of rural Nepal as relief efforts are slow to reach them. Meanwhile, the death toll, which stands at over 5,000, is still on the rise. Vietnam has marked the 40th anniversary of a war that had 3 million of its citizens and 58,000 United States soldiers killed. The former capital of South Vietnam, Saigon, backed by the US, was defeated in the north in 1975. This marked a new move towards the nation's reunification under communist rule, which was completed the following year. At the 40th anniversary celebrations, Vietnam's Prime Minister spoke of the countless barbarous crimes committed by the US during the Vietnam War. However, the US and Vietnam now have diplomatic ties and are trade partners. In Pakistan, 10 men have been jailed for life for the attack against 17-year-old education activist Malala Yousafzai over 2 years ago. Malala was 15 when she was shot in the head while aboard a school bus. The arrested men belong to the Pakistani Taliban. Malala Yousafzai was awarded a Nobel Peace Prize last year for her campaign for children's rights, despite the risk to her life. Chile's President Michelle Bachelet has vowed to rewrite the constitution and tackle corruption, a move she hopes will attempt to write off recent scandals which have burdened the government. The Chilean president says beginning from September, when the country will celebrate its National Day, the country will begin a constitutional process which will be open to all citizens by way of dialogue, debates, consultations and meetings. Also, the president has endorsed new anti-corruption measures where businesses will no longer be able to contribute to political parties, allowing only the government to do the funding. All is set for the boxing face-off between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, the richest fight in history, as the two are set to split in the region of £150 million. The fight will hold.
The Full Gospel Assembly Fulga has lost its first mommy, Mother Patricia Asukwa, at the age of 80. The late Mother Patricia Asukwa until death was a businesswoman and committed mother who used the business proceeds for humanitarian and community services. A co-founder and first lady of the Full Gospel Assembly Fulga, who was dedicated to the services in the Lord's vineyards, the deceased got the title of First Mommy from her late husband, Apostle D.E. Asukwa. Late Mother Patricia Asukwa, a jovial and easygoing disciplinarian, light bearer, peacemaker, meek and compassionate woman of God, will be missed by the church and her community at Ikorukbo, Ibiono. A funeral statement signed by the chief mourner and son, senior evangelist Joseph Asukwa and Apostle Otobasi Asukwa, for the family indicates that late Mother Patricia Asukwa will be buried on Saturday, 2nd May 2015. The burial will be preceded by a funeral service to be conducted by Full Gospel Assembly Nigeria, Ibiakwe Korokpom, Ibionibom, by 9 a.m. at Government Primary School, Ibiakwe Korokpom, Ibionibom. The departed Mother Patricia Asukwa is survived by 23 children, grandchildren, and many relatives to mourn her exit. The statement calls on well-wishers and the public as well as church faithful to attend the burial ceremony. An American trained educationist who participated in the formation of the 6334 educational structure for Nigeria, Mr. Basie Demidiok, has been reported dead at the age of 87. Thirdly, a drive teacher Idiok by contemporaries and Papi by the immediate family, the late Basie Idiok was educated at the Lutheran Teachers Training College, Ibarachi, where he obtained his teacher's grade 2 certificate. He enrolled in the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, for his London GCE and was admitted into the Kenry State College, Nebraska, in the United States, where he graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Education Geography major in 1972. He later bagged a Master of Science degree in Guidance and Counseling from the University of Nebraska, Omaha, where he excelled as one of the best students who passed the Graduate Records Examination GRE with sterling score aggregate. While in the U.S., he was inducted into the Nebraska Teaching Board and saddled with the responsibility to reposition the state's kindergarten, elementary, junior, and senior high school structure. In recognition of his attainments in guidance and counseling, the American Personnel and Guardians Association elevated him into its board in 1974. He also received similar recognition from the American Association of Geographers. On his return to Nigeria, he served as teacher in Federal Government College in Ilorin, Kwara State, Odebolu, Ogun State, and as principal in Comprehensive Secondary School, Ndia Secondary School, Ikorebire, Esien Itiaba, Nsoretai, until his retirement from the State Civil Service in 1988. He became a consultant partner with ASCE Consultancy. The deceased was an indigene of Ikorokubo, Ibesikpo, in Ibesikpo Sultan local government area. A family statement indicates that the late Basie Demidiok will be buried today at his country home in Ikorokubo, Ibesikpo, after a funeral to be conducted by the Lutheran Church Nigeria, Ododoma Avenue, at the Government Primary School grounds, Ikorokubo, Ibesikpo, by 10 in the morning. And thus by the first son, Mr. Obo Basie Diok, also known as Bobby. The statement indicates that the late Basie Demidiok is survived by 4 children, grandchildren, in-laws, and a host of other relations, among them Mrs. Inidiok Williams, Managing Director, Fatulani Incorporated, a Port Harcourt-based business concern. You can also watch our TV news online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45 or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. That's the package this morning, but just before we get another look at the major stories. The governor-elect, Mr. Dom Emmanuel, has inaugurated a 21-member transition committee. It has 2 weeks to submit his report. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Meraba Sibasi, has inaugurated Traditional Birth Attendance and Health System Reform Technical Working Group. It is designed to fashion a way forward to include the TBS as well as engage and integrate them in the health system of the state. That's the package this morning. We thank you so much for watching and wish you a happy new month. Happy new month.